Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Introduction of Clover Chatbot Use Case is a presentation that I would like to share with you. I am Takayuki Yamada from IT Strategy Team 2. Today, I will cover our corporate IT's usage of AI chatbot engine, some enabling technologies, as well as the outcome of replacing the chatbot to Clover. Here is my agenda today. Let me introduce myself first of all. I am Takayuki Yamada from IT Strategy Team 2. Simply put, what this team does is developing and introducing systems for specific LOBs. So those systems tend to be SFA and CRMs, and I work as a project manager for many of those projects. SFA and CRM, as I talked about last year at Developers Day, include Salesforce and Kintone. Now, before I talk about the chatbot, let me first of all introduce to you Line Care, our internal services. So what is it? It's like a concierge services for employees. If you want to imagine out of analogy, imagine something like the service counter at department stores. We have two contact points. The first is face-to-face, and the other one is line chat channel. As you see the picture on the left, this is located on the 23rd floor of Shinjuku office, the Line Care Contact. You might have seen it actually because it's been introduced quite a lot. At this face-to-face contact, what you can do is you can pick up business cards you ordered, or you can borrow IT equipment. Actually, I'm a frequent visitor. On the right, you have the LINE official accounts Friends Edition screen. This month, staffed services availability has changed to 10 to 14. Running up to last month, it was 10 to 18. An unmanned service is available 24/7, even on weekends and holidays. Now, as I mentioned earlier, anything can be inquired at those contact points. Something related to general affairs, or something like IT help desk, if you want to replace hardware or have it repaired, or sometimes you have difficulty in logging into groupware on software, or VPN connection failures. Expenses, attendance log submission, and business trip-related questions can be also asked. So, face-to-face service counter is easy to imagine how it works, I believe. But how about chat inquiries? So, here is the interface. I am sure you use it sometimes. It's a line chat screenshot. And the bot is responding to it. I entered words wired telephone, and the bot responded, introducing to me the Confluence URL. Well, actual URLs are masked on the screen. On the other hand, here is the screen that operators would look at. As I will talk about later, this is a screen of Salesforce. In the middle is a part where operators are responding to chats. You see the sticker of brown this operator sent it to me. So it's not only stickers, but you can send any images. Now, line care. How busy are they? Here is an average per month in 2019. For the face-to-face counter, 2,620 inquiries per month, and chats, 669 inquiries per month. So putting them together, you get about 3,200 inquiries per month. And how many operators do we have? 8. Now, the 8 out of 8 operators, there is a breakdown. There are 7 operators at face-to-face counter, and there is only 1 operator for chats, handling 669 inquiries per month. That's the reason why we decided to automate some responses using chatbots. So how are we automating that process using Clover Chatbot? Here are some characteristics of Clover Chatbot. For one thing, it is very easy to integrate with messaging services, other chat tools. Examples would be Line, LineWorks, Facebook's Message, and there are other chat tools which are supported. And the management interface, the scenario setting screen is very easy to handle by operators, and the most advanced AI engine. What does that mean? Well, multiple languages are supported, not only Japanese and English, Chinese, Korean, Thai, and Indonesian are supported. It has a very high percentage of correct answers. Let me describe this using the next slide. Now, the Clover Chatbot official website also has this graphic showing the percentage of correct answers in 2,000 registered scenarios. Competitive products show that they are right 70% of the time. Clover Chatbot, on the other hand, is correct around 85% of the time. Before Clover, we were using a different AI engine, but replacing that with Clover, we have achieved very good outcomes, as I will talk about now. So we have unmanned services and staffed services, and I'd like to describe how that switchover is done. On this slide, you see the relevant systems. This time around, I will focus on the chatbot in the middle. This is where we used a different AI engine in the past, but now it has been replaced to Clover Chatbot. Now each piece has different roles to play.
On your left, there is line, and needless to say, the person who inquires enters chat into the two-chord line. And on the right of the line, there is line official account. In reality, official account isn't doing anything specifically, but on the right-hand side above and below the official account, there are systems, and the message is sent and received from and to official line official account. And I'd like to introduce a system that the official account bridges to. On the right-hand side above, there is Line Clover. and this is an AI engine that replaced the previous chatbot. And next to it, there is something called Verda, and you may not have heard Verda. This is our private cloud. What is running on Verda? The line official account that people in general can be friends and can access. If they can access line internal information, it will not be good. Therefore, Velda has the API to determine if the person contacted is an employee of Line or not. Line Clover received the message from user, and before responding back to that message, call the API that is running on Velda and determines whether the person who contacted is an employee or not. And below there is Salesforce, as mentioned earlier, operator. This is the screen that provides UI for operators to respond back to, not just providing AI, but it has the history information of what sort of inquiries that person made in the past. Next, how these systems are working together. The unmanned service, so in case of bot service, user uses Line and to the Line Care official account sends a message. Then the Line official account receives the message and send it to Clover chatbot. Then the Clover chatbot calls the API on Velda to determine whether the person is employee or not and receive the response. And if the person is employee, then returns FAQ. And if the person is not an employee, or in other words, if the verdict fails to determine the person is employee or not, then the official account asks once again to authorize. And this is the outline of unmanned service. And how do we implement manned service on the other hand? Repeating unmanned services may get nowhere. So there is a request from a user to switch to manned service, and the arrow I'm showing is that there have been some interactions with bot a few times and it is getting nowhere. The user sends a request to switch to manned service to Line official account, and likewise to the Clover chatbot. There is a request to switch to manned service, and the verdict determines whether the person is Line employee or not. You may not be familiar with this word, and if the person turns out to be Line employee, the switcher API is called, and the arrow pointed to Clover chatbot or direct to Clover chatbot. To Salesforce. So the arrow used to point to Clover, and now it will point to Salesforce. And the operator looks at the chart information, then respond back to the user. This is how it works. And the dialogue or the interaction with bot is also sent together. Therefore, operator is not get lost what sort of inquiries it was. And what was the result of switching to Clover chatbot? The slide shows the previous AI engine result. Only 33% of the inquiries were solved by bot in the past, but it was replaced by Clover chatbot. The resolution rate increased to 53%. Although some people might wonder whether 53% is high or low, I believe 53% is quite high. What is the rest? What is 47%? There are some inquiries that are not coming into Clover chatbot, and there are two major reasons for this. First, there are some users who connect to MAN services immediately, and therefore it is hard to go beyond 53%, maybe has reached a plateau. And the other major reason is there are some users who make long inquiries like they do in email, starting from "Hello, how are you? I'm Yamada from IT strategy team," and conclude with some greetings. AI engine cannot respond properly and connect to MAN services. And therefore, I don't think 53% is a ceiling, but there is little room for further improvement. 20% improvement brought us some benefits as well. What are they? What used to be MAN services can be now put into Clover chatbot as FAQ or scenario. After improvement, what are some benefits? To analyze what used to be handled by MAN services, and as a result of analysis, scenarios created and then deployed to production environment. And if it is unsatisfactory, fix it. Now that we save some time, we can afford to take initiatives to offer unmanned services. In conclusion, change in bot engine has reduced MAN services by 20%. In other words, 20% increase in bot resolution rates. In the future, Clover chatbot will provide different departments with FAQ or scenarios specific to that department, which I look forward to. This will further allow us to deal with many inquiries through bots. The people who listen to my presentation might wonder how this can be done. Please use Line Chat Plus or Line Call Plus. By using our products, you'll be able to use Switcher API that I introduced today. Please contact our agency dealing with Line official account. This concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.